Well, ladies and gentlemen, they say that cats have 9 lives. Well, the Russia hoax story, it might just have 10. We've got new news here. The Biden-Harris administration will hit Russia with sanctions for trying to manipulate U.S. opinion ahead of the 2024 election. It's not, I was going to say the 2016 election. Wait. Not 2016, because we remember 2016. After that, they couldn't accept the results. That was when we had the 2.5 year Mueller investigation where CNN, people don't remember this. Every single day, the number one story was that Russia manipulated the election. There's no way Trump could have beat Hillary. It's not possible. It was 2.5 years of his administration. We had to talk about this. And then that wasn't enough. It all gets proven. It's all a hoax, but they revive it. It got revived. I guess it got quick revive or something. In 2020, they drum it up and it's, oh my God, Hunter Biden, the laptop story, it's all Russian disinformation. Joe Scarborough said, he doubled down. He said, not only is this Russian disinformation back in 2016, even though it had already been proven to be a hoax, that was real. The Russians did help Trump get elected. Both of them have been proven completely false. When it comes to Russia manipulating the 2016 election, when it comes to Russia with the disinformation on Hunter Biden, it's all Democrat lies to try and manipulate the general public into thinking, 2016 was rigged. And I mean, they were the first one that they started the whole thing with 2016. They said Trump was illegitimate and it was a lot. See, this is the funny thing. They say that January 6th is this horrible, horrible moment. January 6th was a day. And on top of that, no, you're right, guys. Donald Trump is Hitler. Donald Trump delayed the certification of the electoral votes by 7 hours. Oh my God. Oh, 7 hours? You're joking. But see, that's the point. Trump delays the certification by 7 hours. Meanwhile, the left gets to lie for 2.5 years and call Trump an illegitimate president. And it's an investigation. It's not just like Trump just saying, oh, the election in 2020 was stolen. They had investigations about the Russia hoax that cost millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. Days upon days upon days upon days upon days wasted. And here we are in 2024. What is MSNBC decision 2024? Well, I know the decision. I think Russia's going to make my decision for me. But let's see. You know what, guys? Before I play this, I do have to say something. I have to come forward and be open with everyone. I need to make a major announcement right now. Over the course of the past 9 months, Russia has hacked my YouTube channel and manipulated me into spreading Trump propaganda. I'm really a far leftist. Okay, you'll see me Google, you can see my headshot, my Antifa mugshot in 2019 in Portland, Oregon. So I'm really far left. Guys, Russia's been hacking me. My liberal arc is going to be amazing. I don't know. Russia's been hacking me. I'm sorry.
Breaking news. The Biden administration taking a series of actions to target what they allege are attempts by Russian-backed actors to manipulate public opinion here in the U.S. ahead of the presidential election, according to 2 senior U.S. officials. Joining us now is NBC's Ken Delanian. Ken, what more have we learned?
Jose, this is being described by our sources as a whole-of-government action designed to target Russian propaganda and disinformation aimed at interfering in the 2024 election. It is said to include sanctions by the Treasury Department, law enforcement.
This is like a literal orgy for me. It's the Russia hoax. It's disinformation, it's every buzzword in this. This is like, oh my God.
An action by the Justice Department, and one of the focuses is on RT, formerly known as Russia Today, that network of Russian government-funded English-language websites and television platforms that was flagged all the way back in 2017 by the U.S. intelligence community as a vehicle for Russian disinformation and election interference. And at that time, the Justice Department required RT to register as a foreign agent.
All right, so you get it. So listen, we'll see what ends up happening when it comes to this, but this is the fact that MSNBC is running with this story after everything, after all the years wasted. Like, the craziest thing is 2 of the biggest stories from the last 2 elections were both false stories about Russia disinformation. Remember, the Hunter Biden thing they said was Russian disinformation. They lied. They just lied. It was not Russian disinformation. 2016, they said that Russia the sole reason Trump won the election was because of Russia. It's a total lie. So and the fact that they're doing this again, this is literal Groundhog Day, and it's happening again. We cannot escape it. We must. I mean, there's been people saying that, oh, Trump's going to move to Russia if he loses. It's not going to happen. But it is funny. It's like Russia is inevitable no matter what. The Democrats, boogeyman. Listen, guys, when Trump wins this election, I mean, look at all the polls. I mean, what's going on the past few days? It's crazy. Trump's up in everything. But guys, here's the thing. This is what I was told, and this is really key intel. You're going to want to listen to this right now. I was told the reason Kamala Harris is not doing interviews is because the Russians have the ability to hack Kamala Harris's microphone and change what she says when she talks. So you have no. That makes sense now. It does. Now, no, I understand now. Kamala, don't worry about it. You don't have to do any interviews. The evil Russians are hacking what she says, and so now that's come out, and it makes sense. It does. I mean, it's all Russia. It's always Russia. I mean, look at inflation. It's Russia caused the inflation. No, Russia caused it. The Afghanistan withdrawal. I mean, that was Russia like hacking Telegram and telling people to withdraw, and that Russia they caused that as well. So all of this is by Russia. Russia is the number one enemy. They manipulated my YouTube channel. They've taken everything from me. I'm really far left. I don't know what's happened. They like hacked in my brain just like in 2016 when they made me. I mean, guys, I went to the voting booth in 2016 and I was like gonna vote down. I was like, I'm gonna write down I'm with her and then vote for Hillary. Like, cause I'm really, I had the pussy hat and everything. And like, I'm not kidding you. Russia like hacked in my brain. It was Vladimir Putin. He hacked in my brain. He controlled my hand and he made me bubble in the evil racist Donald Trump. These are, you know what? I'm going to have to talk to CNN. Guys, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get on CNN. I've got a thing scheduled. No, actually MSNBC. We're doing a huge story on Russia. And I'm like one of the main people in it. And I'm going to be talking to MSNBC. I'm going to be like, this is crazy. I mean, they hacked my brain and they manipulated. They stole the election from Hillary. They faked everyone with the Hunter Biden story. They are evil. I want to go to MSNBC. I want to get Rachel Maddow's autograph. I want to get Joe Scarborough's autograph and maybe a piece of his hair. And so this is serious. This is the Russia. I mean, they're horrible. These people are terrible. And so this is big stuff that we need to be paying attention. Oh, man. How about this? Yeah, I'm going to go over some of the polls maybe in another video. Oh, yeah, here. Tim Walz's family back in Nebraska. You can see they've got shirts. Nebraska Waltz for Trump. Or Nebraska Waltzes, I guess, for Trump. So it had already come out that Tim Walz's brother, if you look at the Facebook messages, he does not like Tim at all, and he might be at a rally. We'll have to see if Trump does that possibly sometime, maybe in one of the Rust Belt states, but that's just a super bad look. Remember, it's not like RFK Jr., because RFK Jr., the Kennedys, they've been infested and infected with that liberalism where the Democratic Party gives them money and they got all these funds, and so they have to support the Democrats no matter what, and they turn on RFK Jr. These are just normal, everyday Americans who say, this dude's a wacko. Waltz was totally projecting, and they would probably say that Waltz was projecting when he came up with the term weird. That's total projection. And again, guys, they're going to say, oh, what about RFK Jr.'s family? His family's a bunch of elite left snobs who get paid by the Democratic Party. Obviously, they're going to support the Democratic Party over RFK Jr. This is different. These are just hardworking, everyday Americans. They've come out and they've said, no, Waltz is projecting. He's the real weirdo. And that's really what's been going on there in terms of that. So, guys, when it comes to the Russia stuff, it is really bad. We will have to see. Of course, it's ridiculous. This is literally the boy who cried wolf. And I don't even think most liberals are going to care about this stuff, whether or not Trump wins or loses. I do joke about it. Obviously, it's funny because this is the third straight time they're trying to do it. But I do not think. Again, it's just the boy who cried wolf. Like, if Trump wins and they actually try and say, well, Russia did it, there's just going to be no validity to it based off of even if Russia, God forbid, did do something, you can't keep saying it and lying. Nobody's going to believe you, so it's like, again, so it's just, nobody's going to believe it. It's just, we'll have to see. But if Trump wins, I highly doubt they're going to bring back the Russia stole it again. I know I joke and I say they're going to say that just because it's funny. but I really don't think they're going to do that again. When it comes to this, I don't know. I mean, maybe MSNBC people, but I mean, I'm sure a lot of those people still think that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. They still think that, well, I don't know now, because it's funny now that Trump questioned the 2020 election. A lot of them really don't want to admit that they said that Trump was an illegitimate president because they lose all their leverage in an argument about democracy. Like, oh, Trump doesn't think, that he lost. It's like, well, you didn't think that Trump won in 2016. Isn't that the exact same thing? And on top of that, again, you could argue that what they did to Trump in 2016 with the Russia hoax and the fake Steele dossier, which was totally made up by Christopher Steele through the Clinton campaign, they funded that, and it was all fake. That's way worse than January 6th. January 6th delayed the vote by 7 hours. They had Trump mired in 2.5 years of investigations during his presidency. That's way worse than a single day. So that's also very important to understand, and very key that they won't talk about. They won't compare the two. You want to talk about January 6th it was like 7 hours total. Honestly, that's what it was. It was like people got there at noon and it was over by 5 o'clock. What about the Russia hoax? It takes 2.5 years. It's all fake, and it hurts Trump's administration to where anytime you've got the news on, they're talking about Trump being illegitimate because Russia's hacked into the election and stole it, and it's all pure propaganda. Because anytime you turn on the TV, they're talking about in one way or another the Russia investigation, how they hacked into the election and things like that, and so everyone then, just by factor of being fed all of this over the years, thinks, and kind of like a gerbil, like, oh, Russia definitely got Trump elected. And of course, it was always completely fake. And it was a 2.5 year, 3-year period investigation. And they still didn't buy it, even after the Mueller report and everything. And it's just total crap. And on top of that, this is just a little side note that no one talks about. You want to talk about Vladimir Putin. The entire argument and the thesis of Russia helping Trump was that Putin controlled Trump. Because remember, they're very envious of the relationship that Trump is able to have with these hostile world leaders like Putin. And so they have to say, well, no, it's not that Trump is good at negotiating, good at talking to people, good at forming relationships with foreign leaders. That can't be it, because we hate Trump and we think he's Hitler and we can't give him credit for anything. It has to be that Putin controls Trump and he owns Trump. And so that narrative started. And so my question would be, if Putin controls Trump, why in the hell would Putin wait until Trump gets out of office before invading Ukraine? Your entire thesis is that Putin controls Trump, so that's why Russia interfered with the election and got Trump elected. So now you're going to have a land invasion in the year of 2022, a land invasion. You know how crazy radical that is? Why, like, the whole idea is, if you control the US president, why would you wait for said president to leave to do the invasion? The whole point, you would think, if the liberals are right, is that, well, Putin controls Trump, so he'll do the invasion. Trump won't sanction Putin at all because Putin's got Trump in his back pocket and Putin got Trump elected, but that's not how it worked. Putin waited for Trump, whether you want to say, oh, it's just timing, how many men were at the border, of the Russian-Ukraine border, whatever you want to say. If he really controlled Trump, there is no way, with a freaking land invasion like that, and you're controlling the American president, you would do that in 2018. You would not do that in 2022, which at that point was a year after Trump was out of office, because it would have been February of 2022 when the invasion happened. Biden gets sworn in January of 2021. So you see, when you start thinking about it, how ridiculous the whole Russia narrative really is. But it is fun to, make fun of it and have fun with it. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.